that these ties could be stronger than the strongest covalent bonds. And that's why I found that somebody, maybe a wife, leaves the parents, comes and stays with the husband.
Yes.
There is nothing that is tying them together except for a vow.
The show is Kijana Smart Show and your host here is Eston Jerry. Ni kipindi ambacho tunakisikiza kila siku ya Jumapili asubuhi kuanzia saa 2 hadi saa 3 kamili. Na tunasema Kijana Smart Show ni kipindi ambacho mahususi kwa ujumla kwa ajili ya vijana. Tunahamasisha vijana wazungumze, tuweze kuelewa ni fursa zipi vijana wanafanya, tuweze kuelewa ni changamoto zipi ambazo vijana wetu wanapitia. Like I said, indeed the Kijana Smart Show is a program that basically for youths. We want to discuss with youths. We want to know the challenges they are facing. We want to know what are the experiences, what are the education background that they have, so that they can be able to share with us. So like I said, you can follow us on our online platforms, Boresha Radio, but also on our social media, Boresha Radio. But also you can also call us through our mobile phones, which is 0621 600 700. Today I was just trying to reflect a little bit on the topics that we've been having previously, and I really want to encourage whoever is maybe listening us from all over the world that we have a very big lineup topic today, and today we want to focus much on family. And we really need to align in relation to Kijana Smart Show. And I am so privileged to have this opportunity because this is a very busy person. Just to avail himself here, it is really a very privilege to most of us as Kijana Smart Show. So I will be welcoming my host. Welcome to the program. I hope you're well.
Thank you so much.
Good morning.
Good morning, and how are you?
I'm fine. How have you been?
I'm quite okay.
Yes.
Just a point of correction that I'm not a busy person, but a very busy person.
I like that.
Yeah.
I really like that. So maybe before we continue, our viewers all over the world, our listeners all over the world, they would like to know, just maybe you can just introduce yourself comprehensively. Want to know who are you and where are you coming from and why you're here today?
Well, I go by the name Gerald Wycliffe Makokach. A very complicated name, but I don't know why. It's a name I was given. I thank God for that. I'm married. I have one wife. We are blessed with 2 children. I don't think there's need to introduce them.
No, it's a privilege. Maybe they're listening. They will be listening this morning, Sunday.
All right. My wife is Maria, and we are blessed with 2 children. Firstborn son, Giovanni, and the secondborn is Giovanna. Right. She's turning 1 very soon.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Is a prospectus Kijana Smart in future? I think so.
Yes.
So Jerry, thank you so much, sir. And I really appreciate it. It's an honor for us to host you today.
Right.
So we really appreciate that. So maybe just going direct to our topic today.
Good.
Family ties.
Right.
What do you have to tell us about family ties?
You know, basically every human being, or as Kijana Smart as we are putting it, must have originated from a family.
Yes.
And most young men do not understand the basics or the importance of being tied to a family. So I think that this is the right platform to speak to vijana.
Yes.
So that they may understand the importance of the family ties.
Okay.
Yes.
You know, I love the part that you are stretching, that it's high time that the Vijana show, they should understand and they should embrace the family ties. So maybe just before we go deep to the topic itself, maybe can you further explain why it is really, really important for a young person, to really embrace the family ties? Just, why, like in broad? I know you've already explained that, but at least more comprehensively, and maybe you try to align it to the Kijana Smart Show.
Good. Basically, starting from the family ties, we must, a Kijana smart must understand what are family ties.
Yes.
I'd put it as these are bonds
Yes.
or chains that put people together,
Yes.
either through marriage, through blood, or through adoption.
Yes.
So you find yourself attached to somebody through, and that's why we call them ties. They are tying you together. You're bound together.
Yes.
And these ties could be stronger than the strongest covalent bonds. And that's why we find that somebody, maybe a wife,
Yes.
leaves the parents, comes and stays with the husband.
Yes.
There is nothing that is tying them together except for a vow. Now, whoever the outcome of this union is bringing a tie that is not easy to be broken.
Sure.
So when the child who are born grow up, they found themselves attached, so that it's not easy to break off from these ties.
Exactly.
But for somebody who does not understand the importance of family ties, will go about roaming like they have got no one at whom they're answerable to.
Yes.
And that's why I think I have seen most young men living their lives as though they're not answerable to anybody.
Sure.
So they should understand that they are answerable to one person to another.
Yes.
So they should understand the basics or the importance of family ties.
Yes.
And I think if time will allow us, I will pinpoint up some importances about having family ties.
Yes.
One of the greatest importance of family ties
Yes.
is that it offers a support system.
Support system.
Yes, what do I mean by this?
Yes.
In times of sadness, in times of joy, you need somebody to be with.
Yeah.
You can't tell me that you're celebrating and then maybe it's a birthday. You are there with a cake. You are there. You're celebrating. No, you need people around you.
Yes.
So who are these people around you? Maybe they're family members.
Sure.
So whom you are related to either by blood or by marriage or by adoption.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So you form a circle of people who are going to be with you in a time of joy.
Yeah.
But also in times of sadness. Maybe
Yes.
you're bereaved, maybe you're sick or something like that.
Yes.
You need people who will sit around you and help you in a time of pain.
Sure.
So as a Kijana smart, you must understand that family ties will give you a support system.
Sure.
But talking about family, the support system,
Yes.
we have people who have over-relied on the support system.
That's the point. Yes.
Now, you find that I have a family that are supporting me in times of happiness, in times of sadness. Now, this has made very many young men to over-rely on the supportive family members, such that they do not work,
Yeah.
they do not do anything.
Yes.
They are there being supported.
Yes.
So it comes to a point maybe the people they're relying on are gone,
Yes.
because we are mere mortal men.
Yes.
One day we are here, the other time we are gone.
True.
So you find that young men over-rely on the people who are supporting them. So when the people who are supporting them are gone, may God forbid, but one day they will go.
Yes.
You find that this young man begins to struggle.
Yeah.
Why? He was not brought up knowing how to make his own money. He was not brought up knowing how to look for his own money. So it becomes a problem. And more so, it becomes a very, very big problem when there is inheritance
Yes.
that was not, the will was not clearly indicated that who should have what, who should have what, and who should have what.
Yeah.
They were relying on their parents, for instance, and the
Yeah.
parents had gone. The parents never indicated that this wealth, how should it be distributed. So young men will begin to fight.
Exactly.
Because I want this, you want this, and this one wants this.
Yes.
There is no way it is indicated that, and maybe at times, in most cases that I've seen, we do not, these young men do not, they never agree. They never have the same level of agreement. I think this is due to greed
Yes.
or something like that.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to encourage you as Kijana Smart. In as much as family ties gives us
System support.
system support, do
Yes.
not over-rely on it.
Sure.
It's fine to get a support, but do not over-rely on this support.
Yeah.
You should know when to be supported. You should know when to support yourself.
Yes.
So when you are always supported, they will never know how strong your muscles are.
Yeah.
Get supported today, but the following day you support yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that is that for that. But again, I'll talk about cultural heritage
Yes.
as an importance of family ties.
Yes.
the family ties, the families that we are tied to, will give us the culture that we possess. It will give us the tribe that we speak.
Yes.
Everybody's proud of their tribes.
Yes.
But it becomes a challenge because we have got young men today who do not know their children, or even the young men themselves.
Yes.
Do not know what tribe they are in. This is a very, very funny thing.
That is very interesting. Just to cut you short there.
All right.
Talking about the family, the culture.
Yes.
You know, it is very interesting that nowadays we are bringing our kids in urban.
Right.
And sometimes we don't even go back to the village.
Good.
Do you mean that what you're trying to tell us is that as a Kijana Smart, we need to ensure that our children, they understand their cultures,
Yes.
despite the background, the environment, and everything? Does it mean that? Maybe just to clarify for the purpose of the audience and everybody who is listening to this program. Yeah.
You know, my sister, our cultural languages are not tied to the urban centers.
Exactly.
We have people in the urban centers who speak their native languages so well. The only problem is that we are trying to westernize everything. We are forgetting about the culture of our languages.
Yes.
And so we think that when my child is able to speak English so well, that is fine.
That's fine.
It is not fine.
Yes.
We do not forget our culture.
Yes.
The saying goes in Swahili, mwacha mila ni mtumwa.
Kabisa.
So when you forget about your culture, you become a slave. All right?
Yeah.
So we should have the family ties to give us our cultural heritage.
Yes.
So as a Kijana Smart,
Yeah.
I would encourage you, do not forget your culture.
Perfect.
If you forget your culture,
Yes.
you'll forgive me, but I will call you a slave.
For real, it's a slave.
Yes,
Yeah.
you become a slave.
Yes.
So let us work smart.
Yes.
Master your culture.
Maybe as you continue, I just want to take you back to the question where you were talking about the family system, the system support.
Yes.
There's this culture where our young generations, they don't want, they're very comfortable. Some of them, they're very comfortable. And actually, when you look at the, employment, platform,
Right.
you find some of these young people are not willing to, to work extra. There's a lot of comfortness when you go to most of the institution around.
Yes.
And I think, as we are saying, SDG right now, Millennium Goals is like, we are supposed to be inclusive, including young people to everywhere,
Yes.
in all our, centers, our organization, and all, platforms, so that at least we can embrace them.
Right.
So when it comes to support system,
Right.
what are you telling Kijana Smart? Like, should they rely on... I'm just taking you back because there's a point that I felt like you really need to emphasize because this is very important. What are they supposed to do? Like, do they need to be comfortable? Like, to embrace whatever has been, maybe gotten from their parents, or maybe they have inherited from the, families? Or should they work hard regardless of the support system?
What I would say is that if I give you fish today,
Yes.
you eat the fish today, you get satisfied. Tomorrow when I'm gone, what will you do when you're hungry? You starve.
Yes.
So I should teach you how to catch the fish.
Exactly.
So do not rely on me to give you the fish. Rely on me to teach you how to catch fish.
Yes.
So when you learn the art of catching fish,
Yes.
even if I am gone,
Yeah.
you'll not find any trouble.
True.
So young men, Kijana Smart, do not look at the person giving you the fish. Tell this person, teach me how to catch fish.
Yes.
And that will be all.
I like the part that teach me how to catch the fish.
Yes.
And not to give me a piece
No,
of
don't
fish,
give me
because
fish.
I will eat today and it's gone.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah.
I really love that. So do you have maybe another importance of family ties in connection to this discussion today?
Yeah. Well, let's talk about another importance. We can talk about shared values. All right. Family ties often come with shared beliefs.
Yes.
Everything we believe in, all that we have, all that we see. Maybe today somebody supports Yanga, somebody supports Simba, somebody supports, because it was passed down to them. They were made to believe.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody maybe goes to church
Yeah.
because the parents made them believe that if this happens, then this should happen this way.
Yes.
So the out of family ties,
Yes.
you come to get what you believe in.
Exactly.
So most young men who think that they do not need a family will end up believing in nothing. They'll end up having nothing to hold on to in terms of faith.
Yes.
Why? They'll say that maybe my uncle never went to church, my uncle never believed in anything, my uncle never did this.
Yes.
So there's no need of me doing this.
True.
So they will live like they don't need anything to believe in. So as a Kijana smart, you must have family ties that will give you a platform to have values that you believe in.
So Jerry, as we continue with the family ties importance and shared value, maybe could you please expand a little bit on that, as it's an important issue and it's an issue as we speak.
Okay, thank you, Sister Grace. I just want to let me take a little bit back before I explain what your question is. This issue of cultural heritage. We talked about forgetting about our culture, which makes you a slave. But some people may say that now we should embrace all culture. No. Do not quote me wrong. Because we have got cultures that we call them outdated culture. So somebody will come out of this show and say that the guest in the story say that should embrace culture.
Yes.
And take all culture, even the outdated ones. We had got cultures like wife inheritance, we had cultures like FGM, and so many other cultures which are outdated.
Yes.
So you are Kijana smart, so you should be smart. Do not embrace all culture. Now let's come back to what Sister Grace is just talking about, the shared values. I will give an example that will jog your understanding. There was a couple that were expecting a child, and then the wife, by God's grace, had a beautiful baby. When the husband got to the hospital, you can imagine, I am a man. My wife is in the hospital. Then I get to the hospital and find that I have come with a name, but then I find that my baby was already named. By who? By the mother-in-law. The mother-in-law is not part of my family.
Sorry, Jerry.
Yes.
You mean the mother of the wife or the mother of the husband?
The wife's mother
Okay.
went to the hospital, and we're talking about the values that we share.
Yeah.
Now these values should have a limit. All right, it's family. Yes, they are tying us together. But in a way or another, I'm related to this mother-in-law. But let us know the limits of these ties. Let us know where they weaken. Let us know where they are strong. So do not do things in the name of family ties. No. You should know your ground. You should know your stand. Which values do I possess, and how are they going to affect other people? Okay.
Yeah.
So these shared values, how to what extent can they affect Kijana Smart? So these guys ended up divorcing because their husband thought now maybe because naming a child is a very important thing. So this man thought that maybe today a name has been given. Tomorrow what will happen? So the mother-in-law is running my family for me, and he wasn't ready for that. So they ended up divorcing.
Like seriously?
Yeah, like seriously, yeah, serious. You may not know, but maybe there were some other issues behind that.
Yeah.
So this one being a factor prompted the divorce.
Yeah. Wow.
So in a simple terms, does that mean like as a Kijana Smart, you should be able to know your boundaries, and even the people around you, maybe the families, the friends, and everybody around you, everybody should know their boundaries.
Exactly. These ties we should know. Okay, we are talking about family ties.
Yeah.
And when you tie a knot, there are places where the knot is very strong, and there are places where the knot is weak. Now, towards the people in your inner circle, very, very strong knot. But the people who are because look at how they affect your life. They should weaken as the circle enlarges. All right?
Yeah.
So do not embrace a person, do not hold him very strongly. Somebody should be held very loosely. That will also make your life very miserable.
Yeah.
I tell you.
Okay.
Yes.
Well said. Grace, do you have something else? Because I think Jerry has other important ties that I think he was prepared for this discussion today. So you can proceed with other ties and anything that will really, make Kijana Smart understand the real topic of why it's really important and vital to have this discussion about family ties.
No, on my side, I think it's okay. He really explained it so well. So maybe we should proceed with other family ties. Over to you, Sajeri.
Thank you. Now I'll talk about another importance of family ties, which is role models.
Yes.
Family ties offer a great chance of having role models. The people we look into as young people, as young men, as young ladies, were our parents, the people who are very closest to us. Now, as a young person, Kijana Smart, do you have a role model? You know that people do not know the importance of a role model. I will tell you for free. A role model makes you believe that you can also do it. But unfortunately, most young men today, they want to learn from those who have failed.
Yeah.
That is the greatest problem. If somebody says that, for instance, I'm talking about marriage, for instance. Someone says, I cannot marry a pastor's daughter. Why? Because maybe somebody married a pastor's daughter and the marriage did not work.
Yeah.
So you are learning from somebody who has failed. Why? There's so many cases of pastors' daughters who've been married and they're doing well.
Yeah.
So look at the people that you are learning from. So family ties offer a ground for you to have somebody you can look into as a role model.
Yeah.
So do not take somebody who has failed to be a role model. I'm not a prophet, but I'm telling you that you'll also fail. If your role model is a failure, take it right from me, you'll also fail.
Yeah.
But now, having a role model, most young men today, look at them. They do not have role models. Not because they do not want to, but because if they look at people who should be their role models, they now say, this is my role model. I would rather be without a role model. Why? Because the people they're looking to have failed. You look at the people, maybe in a family, you look at your dad, a complete drunkard. Doesn't know what time it is.
Exactly.
Doesn't know when to go to work, doesn't know when to go to bed.
Yeah.
You see that?
Yeah.
So these young men do not know, they do not have anyone to look unto as role models.
Yeah.
So we are blaming them for no good reason, because we have failed them.
Yeah.
So as Kijana Smart, if you do not have a family that can offer you a platform of having a role model, you are not limited to your family.
Okay.
You are not limited to your family. You can look at other people. We have people who have looked at people that have never met as their role models, and they have just done so well.
Yes.
But we're talking about family ties. Let's see how our families that we are related to, very close circles, how are we looking at them as our role models?
Yes.
So we must have somebody, at least, maybe they're all bad, but there's one person that you can say, I want to look at Sister Esther, I want to look at Sister Grace as my role model. Yeah. And because they have succeeded, they have done well. With whatever they're doing, they are smart. So I can look at them as my role models. Yeah. And the one thing that is good with a role model is that it's not tied to gender.
No.
I can look at Sister Grace as my role model. I'm a male, she's a female. And that will work out fine. Okay? So as Kijana Smart, just take one person who is doing it well.
Yeah.
And then make that person to be your role model.
Yeah, Sir Jerry, this has become very interesting, Grace, sometimes where we come from, when you look at the family ties and all that, and you can imagine some of young people are embracing their, parents, some of them, they feel like their parents are the role models, and you cannot break that because it is very difficult. If you love, this is your parent, you feel like he's the first person that you should always, inform, be there for the person, like you can trust. So, Sajeri is telling us a very important issue here, that you are not limited Like
course.
if maybe you're not happy with whatever, maybe you felt like to be a role model maybe comes from a family, your parents, your sister, your brothers, you can always look up to somebody else that you feel can be your role model. So this again, it gives us that, avenue, to go beyond, and just don't cage yourself thinking that maybe because this is something to do with the family, then I'm not supposed to look up to other, avenues for role models. Thank you so much.
Esther, you're right.
Yes.
But I would like to add on that, and even pose a question to our guest here, Jerry.
Yes.
So in this world now, we're living in the world that is full of distraction. That's number one. So when you're talking to about the role model, it's about the people that you're seeing. Maybe they've succeeded or they have not succeeded. But again, there are other things that these youth, they can see, they interact with the world. And again, they are taking those as role models. Like last week, we had the great topic about the social medias and the impact. Now they have access. They access those social media, and we see the things that are happening there.
Yeah.
Like I'll give you an example. Like just like 2 days ago, I was in a certain function, and these little girls around, they are close to me. All they were talking about is like what has happened over the weekend.
Yeah.
They had nothing constructive.
Yeah.
Nothing at all. So they are looking at the events that have happened as the role models, and some were wishing for those things. You see. Now it's not only about the family. So how do you advise these young men, young women on how to go about it? And that's the first part of my question. But again, I think it's not only about the role models. It's also about having a mentor. Because if I'm from the poor family or a family that have failed, these things shape us. It's until when you realize yourself what you want, what are your goals, and what you want to achieve. That's when you'll be able to look at other people who have succeeded, or people that they inspire you. So for you to get there, you need to have a person, a mentor, that will help you, maybe even tell you, this is what you should do, this is how you should go about it, this is how you should approach things. So if you don't have such kind of a person, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
So I think everybody should have that person that they're looking into, not only because they've succeeded. There are some who have not made that big achievement, or they have not made it there, but they have something that they can help you get where you want to be.
Sure.
And I think that is the problem with the young men today, because they do not need mentors. That is the greatest problem.
Yeah.
Let me tell you for free, Kijana Smart. This I'm telling for free. Don't
For sure. I
They're
mean,
not
we
going
really
to pay
want
for
to
it.
hear.
It's already been
Because
paid for.
what happens?
Yeah.
A young somebody who's 80 years old
Yeah.
has an experience of years.
For sure.
Okay?
Yes.
Somebody plays football and retired.
Yeah.
He's 80 years old today. And you're playing football, you're 28 years old. This person has had an experience of, take 80 minus 28, the difference that you have there.
Yeah.
That person has got that as an experience of time.
40 minus
Sorry,
8.
before you proceed,
Yes.
I think the problem is you think like, you're saying, okay, you are 80. You are bringing that old things to us. Now it's a modern world. How do you talk about that? Because that's where the confusion is. You have all the wisdom to help this person.
Right.
But again, they will take it as it's old-fashioned.
Sister Grace, I will tell you this. Be it old-fashioned or new-fashioned, the sun still rises from the east and sets in the west.
Exactly.
Now, there is nothing that has changed. Whatever has changed is our thinking.
Yes.
And we think that the old men do not know anything. That is where we missed the mark as young men. So let us come back to the roots. In as much as they are old, they call the generation or whatever.
Yes.
The Gen Z and all whichever generation. Remember one thing. Whatever an old man can see while seated, a young man cannot see while standing on a stool.
I like that.
Say it again.
Yeah, that's very important.
Whatever a young man will see while seated,
Yes.
a young person will not see when seated, when standing on a stool.
So,
So what do you need?
yeah.
You need to stand on the shoulders of this old person
Yes.
for you to see tomorrow.
Okay. You should also tell them that whenever you see the old baboon, know that they've escaped a lot of arrows.
No, not at all. Not at all.
There's something called emotional bonds.
Yes.
Another importance of family ties. Emotional bonds.
Yeah.
Family ties gives us emotional bonds. You feel you're bonded emotionally to somebody. So it is very, very important because when you can bond with somebody emotionally, you feel that this person feels me.
Yeah.
You feel that this person knows what I'm going through.
Yeah.
So now you can imagine you are alone in this world. How does it feel when you are happy or when you're sad and knowing that nobody cares about me?
We need each other.
We need each other.
Exactly.
So as Kijana Smart, ensure that you have somebody who understands you, somebody who knows when I am sad, I need this. I thank God that there are people around my family who know that when I am happy, I need Coca-Cola. So if whenever they see me happy or whenever they see me sad, they say, let's not talk much.
So today you're really very happy because I can see you are carrying your soda. So anyway, that's a very good thing to take point of it. Yeah?
Kijana Smart, you need somebody
Yeah.
in the family ties that
Yeah.
will understand you emotionally.
Yeah.
Okay? So that when you feel happy, when you feel sad, these
Yeah.
people will understand you.
Yeah.
Not to live like you're on an island. Nobody
Yeah.
is on an island.
Yeah.
But to finish up, I will talk about the last point, that is conflict resolution. A very, very great part.
Yeah.
Conflict.
With solution.
How do we solve our conflicts within
Yes.
family ties? Family ties have given us a place whereby our conflicts, our differences between brothers and sisters, husband and wife, uncles or whatever, they can be solved.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So it's a very, very important thing
Yeah.
that our problems that we have can be sorted out within the family.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But another problem comes whereby the people who are solving the conflicts take sides.
Yeah.
Another problem begins there.
Yes.
So we are all together as family, and then you side with grace. How will I feel? I will feel offended.
Of course, yeah.
I feel I'm not wanted.
Yeah.
I feel I don't belong here. So as family members,
Yeah.
we have offended very many people.
Yeah.
We have killed very many people
Yeah.
because what will happen is this. There are people who are very short-tempered. So when we do not listen to them carefully in terms of solving the conflicts, they feel as if they are being looked down upon.
Yeah.
They feel like we are victimizing them. What will they do? They'll come out of there, take a rope, strangle themselves.
Yeah.
And the story ends.
Yeah.
So you remain there with your conflict, you say, I'll solve it, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So as family members, let us not rely on one side. Let us not lie on one side. But as Kijana Smart also, there are very, very many avenues of solving conflicts. But we're talking about family ties. Remember that there is a way of solving every conflict.
Yeah.
Every conflict must be
Yes.
solved.
Yeah.
It is like this. There is no padlock in this world.
What did you say?
There's no padlock.
There's no padlock.
Without a key.
Ah, that one is more.
If the key is lost.
If the key is lost, there are people who make keys. So nobody has ever made a padlock. My point
Okay.
is that nobody has ever made a padlock that has no key.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But now,
Yeah.
Sir Jerry,
Yes.
there's this thing you find it in a family where you find that it's the same family members. They don't talk to each other for years, and sometimes it's within the family. Sometimes it's between family and family. But these guys are related. What do you have to tell these people?
That is
And maybe you find like I've been born in such a family. I find that this conflict was there.
Yeah.
My parent inherited it, and now I'm there. Growing up, I'm trained, or I'm being told not to talk to these people. Remember, I was not there when these things
happen.
started.
Yes.
And it goes years by years. Some dies before even those things have been solved. So what do you have to tell us about
what
that?
I want to say as Kijana Smart. Number one, do not buy a conflict Number two, do not inherit conflict.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
You are not there when it started. Do not get involved when it is in the process.
But
Yes.
sometimes taken as a sign of disrespect, because this is my mother. Remember, she's telling me, Grace, you're not supposed to talk to these people, and she finds me talking to these people. Then it's on me that day.
It will be on you, but you're on the right side. Remember earlier on we talked about culture and the support system.
Yeah.
Your family members may fail to support you because you failed to honor your mother,
Yeah.
who was on the wrong.
Yeah.
Let that be, but you are on the right track.
Yeah.
You are a Kijana smart.
Yes.
Do not buy conflict.
Exactly.
Yes.
Wow,
Thank you.
that's really important. My take home is like, don't buy conflict. So
And
Grace.
don't inherit one.
Thank you for accepting our invitation, and
Good.
thank you for being ready. I believe, as we said, that there's a lot to be said about family ties, and also we have seen the importance of these family ties. But I think next time we should also give resolutions to those things, like in a broader manner.
All right.
So thank you very much, and very good morning.